Good morning. My name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist that cares, coming to you from my decorated house, right? You guys have probably seen this tree before. We added a few extra ornaments. The boys, we decided to really fill it up this year, but it's fun. I love it sparkling and I love this time of year. I love to listen to Christmas music, but is anybody else getting stressed out that it's getting closer? We have a countdown in the kitchen. It's this cute little Santa, which I thought was fun. We got it last year, didn't plug it in. We did this year, and it's got a countdown for how many days until Christmas. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see that reminder every time I walk through the kitchen. And I'm sure you guys are like me and you're in your kitchen constantly. So it is this constant reminder of how many days left we have. But you know what? We've got to really enjoy because it all comes to play. And who really cares? Do you need everything wrapped perfectly? Does every gift have to be bought? No, it doesn't. It's not about the gifts. I read a book to Alex at night. It's a really sweet little book. It's called The Pout Pout Fish, but it's a Christmas version of it. And it's the Pout Pout Fish is like stressed about getting the perfect gift and it has to be big and bright and all this. And it's not what, it really is not what Christmas is about. It's just about the thought about being with your friends and family. So I think I need to remind myself, I've been reading that book every night, and I'm almost doing it just to remind myself of where we are and where we need to be. So today, because the holidays are coming, so it is really important that we talk about your lifestyle and your healthy lifestyle and where you want to go. So I am actually doing a three-part series. Today is going to be part 1 of 3. And I'm going to talk about the 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine. And these are so important. They might seem common, right? You're going to, especially the 2 we're going to talk about today. I talk about these all the time, but you need to hear these things over and over. And we need a certain direction to go, because there is so much out there. There's so much that you can look on the internet. There's so much information you can get, but you need a focus and you really need to know where to go. And that's what I want to help you do, is help guide you in the right direction. So the first pillar we're going to talk about is a whole grain plant-based diet. And I talk about this all the time, right? About when you are at the grocery store to shop the perimeter of the store, because you want healthy things that aren't going to last long, because anything that's processed is not good for you. And honestly, even the stuff at the perimeter of the store, it's traveled a long way to get there, right? So some of those fruits and vegetables, while better choices than other things in the middle of the store, still, you can still find better options by growing your own. And if you're like, Amy, I can't grow my own, I don't have room for that, then talk with me. I will hook you up with somebody and get you a tower garden, because that's what you need. You can grow your own fruits and vegetables in your house, and those are way healthier. But we really have to make those good choices. So when I'm talking about this sort of diet, you're like, oh my gosh, plant-based. And I'm going to talk about things that you should avoid or at least limit. And then I'm going to talk about reasons why, and things that you should focus on. So let's just knock the stuff out of the way at the beginning, the things that we should avoid or limit, right? Start with the bad and we'll get to the other stuff. So dairy. Now, a lot of people have an intolerance, have a lactose intolerance. So this is easy for them. There are other options, you guys. There's all kinds of different milks that you can choose that aren't dairy. There's the almond milk. There's all kinds of different nut milks. But there's other choices as well. And a lot of people look for different choices when it comes to cheese. Yes, some of those non-dairy cheeses don't melt too well, but I have found some that do. So if you guys want some more information on that, let me know and I can kind of tell you where to get them and which brands are better than others. Meat and poultry. Since we're talking about plant-based, we really need to at least limit our meat and poultry intake. Now, this is also going to be a help for the environment, because with less cows, especially, we had a whole segment I did on this before about really what cows do to the greenhouse effect, and it's not good. So if we can lessen our demand on that, farmers can go to do something else instead of putting all these cows out there that really are not good for the environment. So it's a win-win really completely on that. Next is going to be processed meats. And I'm talking like your hot dogs and sausage and all those things. I know when you go to the ballpark, you like to get a hot dog. Okay, seriously, how often do you go to the ballpark? Once or twice a season? That's okay. I'm talking about limiting it. You don't have to completely avoid it. So if you want to do that, that's fine. Just don't make it a part of your normal diet. And other little changes like from white rice to brown rice because you're going to increase your fiber. That is something huge. So little changes, little things that we can do that have big impact. Now, when we're talking about whole grains, there are so many things out there. I'm going to list a few things, and then if you guys want some more information, because there's a lot of these, I only just picked a handful about how you can actually cook with them and get the most out of your food, which is what's important. Let me know, and I can give you some helpful tips, sites for recipes, and all those kinds of things as well. So legumes are like lentils, beans, chickpeas. Those are great sources. They're great sources of fiber. They're great sources of protein. And those are good choices. And there's so many different ways you can cook those, especially lentils, because soups, right? It's cold. Everybody's thinking about that. So it's a perfect time to get into things like that. And we're talking about chickpeas. You can make them into hummus. Okay. There's again, different choices. You're not just going to have to eat them as is. So there's different things you can do with those. Now, when we're talking about whole grains like quinoa, wheat, oats, farro, I've got a whole list here, millet, wild rice. I already talked about brown rice instead of white rice. Buckwheat. You guys, the list goes on, and you're like, what in the world am I going to do with millet or buckwheat? Maybe I know what to do with wild rice. There are lots of things you can do. So I can kind of give you the ways that you can really entice your whole family to get to be part of it. Because if everybody's not going to eat these things, what's the point? I don't know about you, but I don't need to cook 2 or 3 meals every night. It is not in my time to be able to do that. And I'm going to stop eating them, right? If I can't get everybody to enjoy them, you're just going to stop doing it because it's a waste of time and it's a waste of money if you're going to do this. So you need to involve everybody in on it and how you can make it. So I even have some recipes that the kids enjoy that really will get them on board with these kinds of things. And seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. There's all kinds of ways you can incorporate those into your meals as well. That's going to increase your fiber, increase your protein, and it's going to help increase the taste as well. Because that's what you have to, it has to be flavorful if everybody's going to keep doing it. If you're doing it just because it's healthy and it doesn't taste good, it's not going to last, you guys. Nobody's going to want to do this. It's not going to work. When you are looking for choices to send in lunches, right? Nuts, nut butter. Now, there are some schools that have nut-free lunch areas. There's some schools that have nut-free tables. So be careful of that. See what it is before you send the kids to school. But this is a great snack when they come home and they're hungry and they need something with a little bit of protein. But when you're looking for a nut butter, really look at what's in there. I mean, don't get it full of preservatives. Really, nuts and a little bit of salt is about what you're looking for. So if it's full of a whole bunch of other ingredients, you probably don't want it because it's going to fall into those processed things, and we're not looking for that. When it comes to fruits and vegetables, fresh are great, but frozen are too. Sometimes the frozen vegetables are actually better than the fresh ones you get at the store because they're flash frozen. So they're frozen almost immediately when they are picked or harvested or whatever you want to say. So they're not like the fruits sometimes have that waxy because they've traveled so far, they gotta look so pretty. When they're freezing them, they just want the best healthy fruit. So sometimes frozen is a good option. Again, flip it over, make sure you see what is in those frozen fruits or vegetables you're buying. And that is a definite good idea. Good fats, olives, olive oil, avocados. Those are good ways. And you guys, you can, again, fun with avocados, have the kids help you make guacamole. We did that. I posted a couple weeks ago, but the kids actually help chop everything up, right? So make it fun for your evening to do these things together. But we also need to make sure we're increasing our fiber because if we are increasing our fiber and protein, because if we are going more plant-based, that is something you have to do. So you're going to get that from your fruits and vegetables. You're going to get that from your legumes. You're going to get that from your whole grains. So those are so important. Why is this plant-based whole grain diet important? Lots of reasons. Number one, it's going to help decrease weight. Number two, it is going to decrease the risk of heart disease. That is huge. That is such a huge problem here in the United States because of what we eat, right? It's going to increase the risk of diabetes, and it will even decrease the risk of some cancers. So there are so many benefits to this plant-based whole grain diet. I can't even touch on them all here because you guys aren't going to want to listen to me that long. So please reach out to me. I can help you learn more about any of these million things I talked about, any of these foods, grains. I can tell you how to cook with them, different recipes, different sites you can go to as well. So I'm going to touch on exercise. That is pillar number 2. And you're saying, Amy, it is the holiday season. I don't have time for exercise. Well, you know what? You can actually incorporate your exercise with your holiday shopping. Number 1, get off your computer. You don't have to order it online, okay? Go to the mall because the malls are a little busier. So you're going to park a little farther away, right? So you're going to have to walk into the store. Fantastic. You're going to have to walk around the mall. Take a couple extra laps around the mall. Who doesn't like the holiday decorations and the, Christmas music playing? So enjoy it. Walk around there. Do that a couple times a week. So get offline, go do things like that. That is huge. But do find your time to exercise and for self-care. That is so important because if we don't do that, eating right, yes, that is extremely important. But we have to balance with the exercise because otherwise nothing's going to happen. If we're going to decrease the risk of heart disease, diabetes, decrease our weight, we have to put exercise with that. And that is going to make us just feel better. You're going to get that energy, that natural energy and that high from working out. Yes, you're going to be sore, but it is definitely a good sore. There is nothing better than that. So find the time, make the time. It's not even fun. You're going to have to make the time. You are just going to schedule in there and say, I'm going to work out. I'm going to find time for myself and I am going to do these things. So these are just 2 of the 6 I want to talk about this week. I will get back to next week to number 3 and number 4. But before I jump off, I want to let you guys know I am actually starting another, I kind of want to call it a healthy living group, but at the same time, healthy for the holidays, but how about realistic for the holidays? Okay. Because we all want to enjoy those things that we only get to enjoy once a year, right? But I want to show you how to balance that out so you don't put on the 10 or 15 pounds during the holidays, that you can maintain it. I'm not saying you're going to lose weight, but you can maintain it because you're going to make healthy choices the times that you can, and then the times that you are at your event, with your family, and you want to indulge in those holiday traditions, it's okay, but we don't need to pack on the pounds for the holidays. I want to show you how to maintain that. So this group is going to be fun. I mean, we're going to have all kinds of recipes that include things like this, but we're also going to have like our favorite cookie recipe or our favorite our favorite candy, our favorite, any kind of holiday tradition. We're going to have those things in there as well. So it's going to be fun, but more of a guilt-free, let's just have fun for the holidays and let's enjoy and figure out a way that come January 1st, we're not like, oh my gosh, none of my clothes fit, right? But that at least we've maintained where we are. So if you guys want more information about that, I am getting on that this weekend. So I would love to have a good start to this group. Thank you guys so much for listening. Good luck. Get off the computers. Don't order. Go to the mall, get some exercise, walk around, and enjoy the decorations and enjoy the holiday music. My name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist.